Today you are going to learn about methods. What is a method? What is the use of method? How we are going to use methods in the Java language that you are going to learn. I am using a ChatGPT where it will give you a lot of programs for you. I am giving a prompt here itself. Okay, method rules in Java for the basic learning student and give me some programs to practice with answers. So I'm coming here. So method declaration. How is the method declaration is? So method name will be there and we'll be having a parameters and we'll be having a return type and we'll have some group of statements in this braces. We'll have starting braces, ending braces will be there. And this is the structure of the any method. Coming
Okay.
back to the method name rules. Method name rules should be meaningful and actually చెప్పాలంటే there is no should be. Okay, but in the
Mm.
programs if you're not keeping right name, they people will not be able to understand. That is the reason they mention it just should be, but technically you can keep any name.
Okay.
Okay, and so always method, okay, variables is going to be comma separated. If you have multiple variables, each variable is going to be having um, comma separated. I'm not going to give you full depth of the things at a time. So let's say I'm developing one class here. As I said, as we have studied over there, so let's say I wanted to have the method syntax is that, and let's say I am specifying the display method. So as per the syntax, what they said, method will have a return type and method name will be there, starting braces is there, ending braces is there, and you will have starting statement. This kind of braces and ending statement will be there. You can keep group of statements here. Okay, and I was saying that I want to call this method. How do I call this method? So to call this method, we need to create, for this class, I need to create an object. I need to
Okay.
create an object. I'm creating an object. I specified here, okay, class name, P and new and class constructor, and I'm closing this thing. So I have created an object. Okay, I want to invoke this thing. That time, what should I use? I need to use the reference variable
Mm.
P dot display. I have to specify. When I specify the display, that time that particular method is going to get called p dot display.
Okay.
Here I am specifying for you to, if it is executed, you need to see that. That's the reason I specify the display. So now I want to execute this thing. I am executing. So now what happened? This method has been called and it is been printed. I wanted to show you depth of the things how it is happening. Whenever this class is get executed, that time always method class program execution starts from here only. And once program execution started, after that it is going to call this object installation statement. Okay, and once one second.
Yeah.
Object installation class I should call. Okay, I have called here. After that, it has created an object. It has created an object. I wanted to show how it is happening. So when this program execution started, when this program execution started, by the time this line number 6 it is reached, what it does, in the heap memory, it is going to create an object. The heap memory, it is going to create an object. And this guy is reference with the P. This guy is a reference with the P. And as of now, I'm not having any variables, but I have a method here. I have a method here. In the class, I have method. Okay, this is my class. This is my method. Correct?
Correct. Yeah.
And this object will contain, if variables are there, that variables will come.
Yeah.
Right now, there is no variables. It's only defined one method there in the object. And this object is called with P. This object is called with a P. Now, if I want to invoke this object, I'm going to call p dot display method. If I call that time this method, this object, whatever the values, whatever things is going to get executed, is there that is going to get executed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now I am executing here. Now I said whenever I executed, the program statement execution starts from here. Correct.
Yes.
Now I'm going to say the system.out.println. I want you to see that with your eyes. Yeah, it's coming here. I'm saying the main method starting. Once I was saying that when I started this program, this line is going to get executed. It's going to happen. It is going to happen to prove that I mentioned the one line here. After that, it is going to get executed this line. After that, it's going to get executed. So I am running this code. See, main method, main starting, and after that, this line is going to get executed, and it is going to create an object in the heap memory.
Yeah.
Okay, once it is going to create an object, whatever the methods, whatever the variables is there, that object will contain. So now this object dot p display called, then it is going to say that I was coming here. I said this name need not, that ChatGPT told me that should be. I am saying that you can keep anything. See, I am copying here. I can mention any name, no problem.
Yeah.
But when you programs, if you keep some names, E means if I left from the project, if somebody comes, how they will understand? E means. So that's the
Yes.
reason we need to keep meaningful names. Okay, and now that is the things. And if you have mother name, should be meaning names followed by curling braces, and cannot use the Java keywords in the reservoirs in the name. I should not use Java as a keyword as a while. I should not use it.
Mm.
Java has a keyword as a case. I should not use it. Okay, now I'm back this. That is one thing. And always must starts with a letter, underscore, or dollar sign, not a digit. So if I'm writing a method, some methods they can keep like this. Okay, you should not keep numbers and dollar.
Okay.
And next one is you can keep dollar also. And as a I mean like this guy, I mean like a bean shell developer, okay, this much of rules by adding we don't require. But these are the major rules. And the next one is written types.
Right.
Okay, void means the method does not return anything. Void means this method is not going to return anything. So what it does, when we call this object dot this method, when I called that time, this method is going to get executed. Correct?
Mm. Yes.
So after that, once this program is get completed, if you want to return something from this program, that time, if I want to return from the integer, I need to specify integer. If I want to return from this program execution float value, then if I know this program is going to return by float, then I'm going to specify float. You may be thinking that how we know that when you are developing a program as a programmer, we should be able to understand what you are getting, what based on what value, how it is behaving, you should know, and we are
Yeah.
going to specify accordingly only.
Okay.
Okay. And being a developer, you should be able to visualize everything. What garbage in, garbage out will say, right? Computer means garbage in, garbage out. Whatever you keep it, will come out. In the same way, whatever you pass, it's there. Now, what I'm doing here, okay, and Now I'm coming by the return, okay, return statements, how the return statement is going to get executed. Okay, now let's say assume that this is my program. As of now, what you learned, how the program is going to get started, and what is the method signature you learned, and how, okay, what is the void method you learned about it. Now we are going to learn what is the return type. So let's assume that I want to do some math calculation. I want to do some math calculation. So I am having some variables here. Okay, let's say int a, okay, a, b, c is there and total is there. Total, a, b, c is there and total is there. There are three variables I defined here. Okay. Now what I'm creating an object here, and I want to pass A and B, and total should be calculated by other method, and the return value should keep it here, and I want to print here. So I want to do for that, what I am doing here, some method I am doing it. First time, what I am doing without having total variable declaration here, I am writing a code. Okay. Let's assume that, okay, sum is there, and I wanted to pass two variables. I'm passing two variables. Okay, and I can specify that number one, number two, like this. Slowly I'll be using a different variables names and all. So right now I'm going with number one, number two. I have a sum method. So I want to call this method. So now I'm going to p dot. Okay, and first let me complete this code. I got two variables. Okay, number one, number two. Now here I am doing a total is equal to number one dot number one plus number two I mentioned. And after that system dot out println total aim. I'm getting it here. So now I have a object here. P dot sum is there. And I want to pass the two variables. One is 10, 20. 10 and 20 is there. Now, when I start this program execution start from here, and it is going to create an object here. And after that, p dot, so this object at sum 10, 20 I'm passing. I'm going to pass 10 here. 20 is going to be here.
Okay.
So here what I'm doing it, by the time I got number one, number two, I'm doing a sum total here. I'm printing the code here. Okay, now total of the two numbers, I got it.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes what happened, no, I don't want to print here. In this main method, I want to receive the total of this value. You may be saying that due to program conditions, we'll be passing different values to the different methods. And finally, that value is final method I want to do calculation here. That kind of requirements will come.
Okay.
So now the time, what I can say, I am going to specify return type as integer. And as per the syntax, return, and I am doing a total here. Total value is there, and here whatever I return is going to capture here. So I am saying that sum of two numbers. So now I'm going to print this thing, system.println, and I'm printing this thing. I am running this statement. So now I pass the 10 and 20. It has been passed here, and it did the calculation here. And I'm going to stop printing this thing. Okay, and okay, I doubt it is printed here or not. Okay, now what I'm doing, number one, number two is there. I'm printing here, total is there, and it is going to return some of the two numbers is there. And I want you to observe, right? So main method, from main method, So I'm running this code. So from main method, sorry. So from main method, 30 has come. So it has passed this value and it is did here and it sum of the two numbers and it has written here that value is going to capture here and it is got printed here. Okay.
Okay. The sum
This
of two
is
numbers is not an any inbuilt function, right, Rakesh?
sorry.
Yeah, sum of two numbers you just mentioned like in sum of two numbers. And the number, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, instead of that we can take anything, right?
Yeah, I
Total
can
or
use Sai Teja also.
okay, okay, sure. Because after that it has changed the color, right? So I thought any
Yeah.
inbuilt
I can
function or
use Sai
something
Teja
in that
also.
way. That's why. Okay.
No
Okay.
problem. So I'm clicking here. Okay. Now this is the basic things. So now access modifiers is there. Access modifier public private is there. Product is there. You will learn later. And the next one is a method overloading concept will be there.
Okay.
So first of all, method overloading means if you have one class, this is my class.
Two same class methods.
Now I
Yeah.
am passing a two variables. Okay, one class in one class, if you having the same kind of method with the different same kind of method name and different arguments.
Okay.
So it means that here I am passing a two numbers. I want to pass the three numbers. A meaning is that sometimes, okay, sometimes what happen, we may be thinking that I want to pass the two variables only, do the calculation. Sometimes I want to pass the three variables, do the calculation. That things will
Okay.
come, right?
Yeah.
So that is the reason we may be now in this program, I am passing two variables. Now I want to pass the three variables. So basically I wanted to call from here and I am pasting a C and third variable also. Of course, anyway, I'm not using here. So three variables I'm using it and I'm specifying here 59 and I'm specifying and here is a someone is there. So what I'm doing 10, 20, 59 is that that's some of the three numbers I'm printing here. So when this line is getting executed, that time this line is going to get this statement is going to get executed.
Okay.
Okay, now I may be thinking that I want to see really it is coming. Three argumented constructor, three method, sorry, three arguments. Okay, now what I am doing here, I am executing one by one. So I have a approach where I can stop this program. Okay. This is a C language, you may be having a debugger, right? Like this, you have a debugger. So now I'm running here. So okay, what is this class? A positive number, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm running this code. So what happened, I kept a blocker. It has been executed for the two numbers, where 10 and 20. For that, it is got executed. Okay, see, it has executed this initially program got started. So as per that main method, okay, I said main starting. So So if you see this, I said program is going to start always from main method. So this is the statement is getting executed. Line number 6. Okay, that is main starting and all. And it has created an object and it is got executed p dot sum and it is passing 10 and 20. So I okay, it came here 10 and 20 is passed and some other two numbers. Okay, it has been written. So that's the reason it went here. Okay, when it is called, that thing is got executed and it is a written result value is stored here and it is got printed here. Now you may be thinking that why it stopped here. I kept as a blogger there. Okay, stop it there because I want to show you that it is going to get executed line by line like that.
Yeah.
Okay, and I will not show every program, but I want you to observe other things, right? That's the reason. So now if I want to go into that method, I'm going to go to the step into method. So that time this method, it has come to this method. Okay. And now step over is there. It is got printed here and it got printed and it has went here and it is going, okay, step over and the return that calculation is going to end and it is printing here.
Okay.
So now I mean this way it is going to be iterate this code. Okay, move the control from one place to other place and all. So okay, now this is called overloading. One method is there and different arguments will be there. This is called method overloading.
Mhm.
So when you say method overloading, method names method with the same name but different parameters, number of the parameters, type or order, it's going to be matter.
Okay.
Now you will say that what is the use, why I had to learn all the things. Now I want you to observe that why you are learning these all the things. If I show you API of the Java sale point, okay, now I can show you the different methods where you use a frequently identity class. I'm opening that identity class, and I'm opening this identity class. If I come and see here, see add method is there. Argument is attribute assignment. Add method is there. Bundle argument. Add method is there. Capability argument is there. Your method name is same, but argument is getting changes. You are able to
Yeah.
understand, right?
Yeah.
So that is the reason, and this is the way. Okay, one class having a different method name is going to be same, but different arguments. But whenever you call the object dot that relevant arguments you will call, accordingly that method is going to get executed.
Okay.
Okay, now I'm coming back to here. That is the reason if you do more practice, that will help you. Okay, now practice programs. So I want to print, okay, I want to print a small message, hello world. I want to print a small message with the hello world. So here, this guy used the static method and I will be talking that little later, the static method. Okay. Now I'm developing a small method. I want to print a small method where it is going to say hello world.
Okay.
So, and I'm developing a method. I'm developing a method. Okay. And here I'm keeping on method. So I have method here. I want to call this method.
Okay.
So what should I do? Anyway, I have created
Object
an
dot
object
method.
here.
Yeah.
So now tell me,
Object dot method.
yes, object that
Method name is say hello.
hello, yeah. So I'm printing this thing. Say hello. And with method with the parameters, addition of two numbers. So this one I did it. So I'm not doing it. Method with return type, find a maximum of two numbers. I want to find a maximum of two numbers. So what is the logic of the maximum of two numbers? So when I say maximum of two numbers, I am going to keep the number one, number two will be there. In this maximum, I want to find it. Logic is always, so I'll be having one variable called max, and I can specify if number one greater than number two, and that time max is equal to number one, else max is equal to number two, isn't it?
Yeah.
So now the same logic it will be there. So they use the ternary operators. So if A greater than B, then A is going to be keep here. A less than, okay, A is greater than B, then it's going to be, it is a true value, and when it is a
False.
true, that time this statement is going, this value is going to be written. Okay, if it is a false, then this value is going to be value. So now I want to write a method here. Okay, and small code, find a max number. So I want to find a max number. So I want to calculate here. Find max is there. So how I can call? P dot
We dot find max.
find max, and I wanted to find, okay, 67 and 87. And now the return value, it is returning here. This
Yeah.
guy is going to return, right? Now I need to
In
capture that. Okay, what a big number. I'm going to say that guy is going to return, if I want to send it is returning an integer. So that is the reason I'm finding it. Okay, big number,
okay.
big number is equal to, and here what I'm doing it. Okay, and when you say that this guy is because you never use it that time, and now I want to print here, system.print big number. So why it is you this color got changed? If I have installed it, I didn't use it as of now. That time by the time. So now among the two numbers, 87 is a big number,
Okay.
and now I got it. So method overloading examples, same name and different arguments. Okay, and method overloading. So now we understood. Okay. And method overloading, I covered about it. Same name and a different arguments. And method no overloading examples using interface. Okay, that we'll discuss later.
Okay.
And method to check if the number is even or
Even
odd. Okay, and I want to find out even or odd. So how to find out the logic of that is even or odd is okay. That is to improve the logic and all. Basically, if you could say that method name is the numerator, denominator you are going to change that based on that if it is equal to,
yeah.
basically you are going to learn how to call these methods. Those things you are learning. Okay, and palindrome those things and all it is given. You can practice much more of them and all. Okay. And
Okay.
anyway, these logics and all you don't require college level, they need to learn, but for
Yeah.
you it's fine. So now what you learned about method syntax, how the method is going to be written, all the
Yeah.
things you have learned about it.
Type
Okay.
of methods and yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Give me an example. Give me one more example. for professional students. Yeah. Okay. Now, I'm a college level student, so I want to maintain one employee record. I want to maintain one employee record. So I'm coming here. Are you feeling interesting?
Nice.
Okay. I wanted to find out. I am giving all the information also, right? How to learn the things and
It's
all.
already there, I guess. Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, nothing, nothing.
Yeah. Now I have three variables. I am setting here. These three
Yeah.
variables is there, and it's feeling that nowadays easy man to learn. I mean, like practice is required. That is only a challenge. No other things. So I have three variables, and I want to have a constructor. Whatever when I'm creating an object, that time I want to. While I was creating an object, I want to set some parameters.
Okay.
So this thing I can use it. I am using here. I can go here, source, and I can create a constructor. Here I will be having a constructor. See, generate constructor is there. My cursor
Yes.
is in it.
Okay.
My cursor you saw right.
Yeah.
So how I got it here? I have selected here and right clicked here and I went to here source and I came here and generate
Then what is
constructor
this?
using a fields. I clicked on here. How many fields I want based on that it is going to be created. So if I
Okay.
want to create a constructor, the two arguments, it is going to create a constructor with the two arguments. And if I want to create with the argument with the three variables, I can come here source and I want to generate a constructor with the three values. Okay, generate a constructor using fields. Three fields I selected and I'm selecting here. So three guys is going to be generated.
Okay.
Interesting, right?
Yeah, we need to remove that.
So now I wanted to calculate the salary, okay, and I want to print them, okay, and now how it is going to be happen, we are going to see that,
Okay.
okay, and I want to pass the, okay, based on that, I want to pass that thing, pass this variables and print the details, those things and all, we are doing it, okay. Now, so, okay, first I'm creating an object with the two arguments. So whenever you did, what is going to happen? I want you to understand. Whenever you send this kind of object creation, how it is going to happen, I want you to understand clearly. So first, I want to create an object. If you wanted to, okay, this is my class. I have a class and I have a three data members.
Yeah.
Okay, and I have two constructors. Okay, and I have one method, main method. In the main method, I'm creating an object. So with this class names, I'm going to say, and by default, though you kept only two arguments here and three arguments here, by default, internally, it is going to create a default constructor. Okay, internally, it is going to create a default constructor. Okay, now if you want to, you can go and see Java P like this. You can observe Java P space class name is specified. You will can see that. Now I'm creating an object here. Employee is there and E is there and new employee. And I want to pass two variables. One is and the name is sale point Rakesh and other one is employee number.
Yeah. I
Employee number is 100 specifying here, specifying comma. So I have two arguments. One is string is there, and see this guy is string, and here is an integer, but I'm trying to pass in the double quotation. So now what I'm going to remove this double quotation.
Okay.
So I have got executed. This is my line, and I'm passing this thing. And when I this program this line got executed, that time this program what it done, this guy control is going to take care, go here,
Okay.
and whatever you pass this value, this value is set here, and this value is going to set here, and here it is assignment is happening. Now you'll have a doubt why this variable is there. Answer is that this variable is related to this class level. Class level you have variables, right? That is the variables it is referring. And you have a method level also, you mentioned the same names.
Okay.
Computer to get recognize which value, where you are assigning, that is the reason you mentioned this. This means current class variable. Okay,
Okay.
that's the reason I mentioned this. And you
And
may
the
be thinking
super
that why I called super, because super class we have object class that you are calling. If anything, super class if you have any object that you wanted to call,
is it optional or mandatory?
it is optional. Okay. Now I created an object and now I'm calling here. So let's say how it is getting executed. Now uh, you may be thinking that okay, you can observe that when you are running a code, you can go to the debug mode and you can observe that also. That time it will show you that how it is going on. Now I'm getting executed. Okay, now system.println. I want you to see, right? So two argument constructor,
Yeah.
args constructor, and it is calling. Now my statement is coming. Okay, always I have already proven my method is going to get executed here. I already shown. So that's the reason I didn't keep main method and all. So this line is going to executed. And when this line is getting executed, that time what is the control will go here, and this is going to be called. This line is going to get called. What are the value set, what are the value pass, that value is going to store here and it is going to assign here. I want you to see that. That's the reason I'm running the code. I want to you to see two argument constructor. It will came here two argument and it is assignment is happened.
Okay.
Okay. Now now and this is the way I calculated. And now how this object is going to happen, what are the things is there. I have three variables. Name is there, ID is equal, salary is there. Salary content, what will happen internally, how it is going to be stored, that I wanted you to observe. Internally what happened, when you create an object, though I have a three variables, right? Three variables. When internally in the heap memory, it is going to create an object. It is going to create an object. Object will have three variables. By default, object will have a variable name, ID, and salary, and methods also. What are the methods is there? That method also there.
Okay.
Whatever the methods. Okay, if any method is there, now as of now I didn't specify any display method. If any method is there, that method also will be there.
Okay.
And this all the things is referred with object variable. All the
Yeah.
object variable means E.
E.
So now what I can do, E dot name I'm doing here. So what are the value I am passing here? E dot name is Rakesh
Mm.
and E dot ID I mentioned here 100 something whatever I mentioned 100, and the salary is going to be it is the okay, whatever the type I specified that will be there. So here a salary what I mentioned double. So salary by default it is going to set 00 like that. Okay, this is the value. Now if I print to prove that what I said, if I do this E dot name, SR should be there, E dot ID means 100 should be there, E dot salary, if I print, I should get default value, correct?
Yeah.
So to prove that what I am doing, okay, and I am developing one method. I have two arguments here. I am going to develop one method. So I want you to see that display method is there. And here system.println is there. System.println is there. A value. So what are the values is there? Okay. And here I have two variables. One is a name, name, and ID and salary. So now I'm going to execute this code and I want to call this method. Okay, I have called, okay, this line got executed. So that is the reason what happened. This line is going to get executed. And as I said, it is going to assign these values and all. But I need to print, if I want to print E dot display, if I do all these values, it will take and it will print. So to call this thing, so E dot display I'm doing here. So now I am running this code. As I said, see, sale part Rakesh, ID and salary has come. You agree with me?
Yes.
Now, name is there, ID is there, and all things is coming. Name, ID, salary.
Salary.
So now, so I understood here, this is the things and all. Okay. You can practice much more. I think I gave a better class today.
Yeah.
And I am sure that you will learn a lot of things. You can also take a lot of practice examples from the ChatGPT. If you want, okay, more programs, give me more programs to learn methods concept. So more and more methods do it and automatically will get lot of knowledge.